They're on me. What do you think about that? That's something, I think I'm onto something here. Or have your tools all scattered. They're on your person. Big brand logging belts are cool until you see the price tag. Today, I'm showing you how to build your own belt kit for cheap and why you don't need to spend hundreds to be efficient in the woodyard. And welcome back, Fire Addicts, to another episode of Travis Says Fire 2. And today I'm going to show you how to make your own cheap logger's belt and why you need one. So what you see strapped on the 1165V at the moment is my own version of a logging belt. Now I'm going to get into why I made it in a second and how it can be useful in your woodyard. But for now, let me show you a backstory. Now, in my woodyard now, I don't have any logs. So I have rounds and chunks. So I'll do a demonstration for you and I hope it makes sense. But I'm really excited about this build, very excited about this project. And I think it's going to be helpful for some of you. Some of you may laugh, but hey, it's not for everyone, right? But I think this is going to be cool. Now, it was a few weeks ago, maybe even a few months ago. It was over at Log Cabin Firewood, Jack, and he had like a new bar on his chain, on his chainsaw, and he was bucking up this massive log into 16 inches. And he had on a traditional logger's belt, which you kind of see behind me. And he's not a logger, I'm not a logger, but what he used it for was access to an axe that you use as a hammer or to get at or to chip away some of the bark, right? And then he had like a little pouch for wedges. So when he had this massive round or log, if his chain was going to get pinched, he was able to take out his axe on the blunt side, use a wedge or to chew, not the metal one, but the plastic ones that you see here, the ones that loggers would use, and to tap the wedge into where you're cutting, so to split apart the two pieces of wood, and you keep on bucking. And to have that on your waist, on your person, and not to have like a satchel or a box or a bucket next to you, or have your tools all scattered. They're on your person, they're on you. And I thought to myself, hey, that's a pretty sweet deal because in my woodyard, I do a lot of bucking. Sometimes I have logs. Sometimes I have big rounds and big chunks, as you see here. Whoa! Whoa! So I looked into it, right? On Amazon or online. What you see sometimes, the most popular one, it's called the Weaver's one. The Weavers made a logging belt, and I believe Bucking Billy Ray has influenced his professionalism and expertise in that. I think specifically on the part that holds the axe. Anyway, I digress. And that is sweet. That is freaking sweet belt. It is beautiful leather. It's handcrafted, or it looks like it's handcrafted anyway. But it's beautiful. The design, everything is detailed and useful. But you're spending several $100s on it. I'm not going to spend that type of money on something that I'm going to use maybe once a week. I don't buck every day. I may split every day or every other day, but it's not every day that I'm bucking with a chainsaw. Now, others of you, it may make sense. But for people like me who are on a budget, firewood is a hobby. It's a side hustle. You sell it and it's for beer money. Buying a $300 brand new logger's belt is not on the budget. It's not in the game. No judgment. It is what it is. So I want to show you what I came up with. And I think this is going to be useful. First, let me point out, let's do this. Let me show you, let me demonstrate without cutting anything how I'm going to use this. Let's do it. All right, let me slap this puppy on. Yeah, I think this is going to be good. I don't know. Now, this episode is not satire, okay? It's going to be legit. That feels good. So, for the purpose of this demonstration, this would be my log. Maybe it would be bigger. Chainsaw. This is my Pinkway. Gotta love her. She's awesome. She's beautiful. Dig it. And I'm not gonna turn it on, but so say that I was cutting, right? I cut, and say this was a bigger one. I cut maybe halfway through, and I stop. Okay, I put this down or on the ground here, right? And then I want to put a wedge, like so, here, or maybe a longer one here, right? I take out my axe, like so, blunt edge. I carefully tap in a wedge, right? So that's in there. And I carefully put back my axe in my pouch, like so. This is in maybe like halfway, a quarter way, whatever it is I need to make sure that the two pieces won't bind or touch. And I take my saw, I put it back in the cut, and I finish the cut. And all of that material, all those tools, they're on me. Okay? They're on me. What do you think about that? What do you think? Is that something? I think I'm onto something here. I think I'm onto something. And let me show you all that I have on the belt currently. You can critique in the comments. You can add whatever. But this is just basic because I'm not a logger. I want to have everything on me. So we have this wedge pouch. I got this from Yard Morris, and I think let's go with $16 more or less. Right now it's on the prime deal. If you're getting it the next few days, it's 13. Basic. So I already had the wedges. Wedges fit in here. They're all banged up, but they all fit here. I got the long ones and the shorties, right? I have one file, the golf ball handle, rock and roll file goes in here, and I got my scrunch. It's in here. I can move it around. I'm not going to go anywhere. That fits there. Okay, so this is on my belt right here. On the other side, we have a tape measure. This is overkill. This is for construction. This is big. I'm thinking of something smaller, something lightweight to kind of scale the logs. Or at least for me, sometimes I want to measure at 16. So I have a tape measure on me. Rock and roll. And this pouch, okay, in case I want to stop bucking for a second, I've taken off my my new bucking gloves, but take them off, put them in the pouch, so safekeeping, not going to go anywhere, right? And then put on my other gloves to move around wood or to split or whatever I'm doing, so they're on one spot. So that's what I'm using this pouch right here for. Is for gloves. They say, and they're not going to go anywhere. Awesome. Now on this side here, the back side would be for the axe. Take it out here. This is the axe I got from my axe buddy down south of me. My new Tassie to me. This thing is beautiful, and this is a great axe, a lightweight, my shortest handle. I think this is 4.5 pound or so. I forget. I need to sharpen it though. It's getting kind of dull, but this fits nicely. Oops, sorry about that. It's nicely in this pouch like that. It's a little wobbly here, but that's not too bad. You can see it here, but I'm able to kind of grab it, take it out, maybe two hands. It's not perfect by any means, but for the money, it does a job. So I have this, again, little tap-a-roo on the wedge, whatever I need, and it goes back in here in the pouch like so. I think the pouch could be improved upon, but you get the point. Maybe you take a few extra seconds on this pouch that I made myself / modified versus when you buy at Weaver. So let's get into the basic. I'll take this one off and I'll run you through it. All right, let's take this belt off. Now, I for one don't need suspenders, but maybe good for this belt because it is kind of heavy, but at least you have options. Okay, you have options. So this belt is a do-it-yourself homemade job because what I did is, I think you recognize this. This is, as you can see, this is basically a used carpenter's belt, and I modified it for my purposes to become a logger's belt. So not having to buy the full price logger's belt, I made this one, okay? So, like I said, I got this pouch from Yard Morris for the wedges, and this worked out great. I already had the wedges, had the file, had the scrunch. All I did was slap it on the belt, and it works, okay? I already had all the tools, I had the gloves, so I didn't think I had one. So I had that idea. So this is kind of like a running joke. I posted a while ago about, maybe I think it was logging belts, and one of my viewers commented that Travis was going to come out with one of his wife's purses and make a logger's belt. Well, viewer, this is joke's on you. This is what I made with that idea. Not a humorous one, but I think it's still functional nonetheless. So I still have the tag on this from Goodwill. This says that I spent a good $13 on this all carpenter's belt. Was it worth it? I could probably got it for $5. Sadly enough, oddly enough too, I actually found one of these in my garage that I had for when I was a kid. I could use that one. So if you have one, use it. If not, Goodwill and thrift stores are the way to go. So I knew that the pouch for the axe had to be stiff enough or have a shape to it to make sure that it could easily accept the axe. Because this leather is thick, but it's used and it's flimsy. So I'll show you what I did here. Take the axe out. What I did was, if you look inside the pouch, I took a piece of aluminum and I cut it, and I took a maul and I bent it and I put it in the pouch, and that gives it the V shape, and it's gonna be like that. And I chose aluminum because it's easy to cut, easy to manipulate and bend, as well as it's a soft metal. So in theory, if the metal comes in contact with the blade of the axe, it's not gonna dull it or not gonna scar it, and not gonna bang it up. And if you're interested, I had this when I was younger. I was trained into ice and snow camping to like use a saw, which is you see the blades here, to cut ice blocks and make an igloo. I was taught how to do that when I was younger, so that was many moons ago. I still have the template of the knife. And I just cut a portion in half and drilled holes, and I made it. So to make sure it was secure, I drilled holes with a drill bit, and then I had these nuts and bolts in here. I should probably add washers, but hey, this is when time's never on your side. This is the way to go. Just to slap it on and rock and roll. So this piece of aluminum is secure in the pouch enough where it won't move around and jiggle, and it gives it the rigidity. And I have the V shape in here, so when the belt is on you, you have to slide in the axe, and it's on there. Now, again, it's not ideal. This is not weaver quality, so it may take you a few more seconds to put the axe in and take it out. But hey, you saved yourselves hundreds of dollars. So it is what it is. And the other pouch, like I said before, I purposed to holding gloves and the tape. I think there's a pouch here for a tape measure, but that's pretty flimsy. So, but anyway, I know this may not be applicable to everyone watching, but I think there's value in when you're bucking, especially when you're bucking for an hour or 2 hours or half the day, the full day, having some gear on you, right? So maybe you're cutting, you hit a rock, and you have your wedge pouch. Take out your file that matches your saw, fire real quick, and you're rocking and rolling. Oh, chain is loose. We have your scrunch. It's on you. Take it out, wrench it up, tighten it up, dig it, rock and roll. You're back in the game. Versus if you have like a bucket, or it's in your truck, or it's in your chainsaw case, which is down the hill. It's all on you. It's all on you. And I think there's value in this. So thank you, Jack, for the inspiration. Thank you, viewer, for the humorous commentary and support to build something like this. I think this is useful. Sadly, I'm not going to be able to use it fully today. I'll probably show it to you in a later episode, but I wanted to get your eyes on this. I think this is fantastic. Axe in there is just, I think it's great. The only drawback is this pouch from Yard Morris. It has this loop for any belt size that'll fit, right? But the Velcro on it is not very robust. It's not very strong. So we're gonna fix that real quick. I'll show it to you right now. I think that worked out perfect. So just a little drill bit, zip tie, some wire cutters, cut that off, and that's secure. That's not going to go anywhere right there. So rock and roll. So per whatever you're doing or using, you can modify this. I think most loggers belts have like a little first aid kit. You can add that too but I think that'd be more in the field or on site. But this is where for me, I'll probably add or subtract, but let me know in the comments what you would add or subtract to your own logger's belt. I think there's ways, if you have a belt that you like, use that belt and slap on different pouches. Maybe cinch it tight so it protects your back. Save your back. Don't bend over. I think is good. Use this belt as like a back protector. You know those like back saver things. I think there's ones that are big enough and padded enough that you can still slap on some pouches and have it be like a dual function. Save your back, save your money. Remember, safety too. Keeps tools secure and easy to access. Fewer drop tools equals fewer accidents. Why it works? It's durable enough, wide enough for comfort, and no fancy branding markup. Not to mention you got a pencil. Pencils are good. Sharpen it. You know, the beaver's action. But pencils I think is good. I think maybe like in the pouch, like a marking tool, a carpenter's crayon or maybe like some chalk in here to mark logs or rounds. Marking tool, maybe Sharpie for marking your chain tools when you go sharpen. Versatile. There's endless options for this thing. Endless options. I think maybe in the middle pouch over there, more hearing protection, maybe like some earbud type thing. Patch can be used for that as well. Add some carabiners to hang more stuff on. Again, endless ideas, folks. And not too much where you can still move around, do your job, bend down, buck, cut, chop, what you need to do. Make sure you're not weighed down too much because you're still on the ground on your feet. Now you can add suspenders and that would help, but don't add too much crazy stuff. Perhaps maybe like add one of those camelback backpack to the backs, have a rope here, hydration is needed. It's a must. Maybe an all-encompassing hydration system as you're bucking. Maybe I got another idea for you. Okay, we got bucking and hydration. Dig it. So, okay, another breakdown here. We got the pouch. This was between $13 and $16. Let's round up to $20 for the Yard Mars pouch. And then I was able to find this carpenter's tool belt at the local thrift store. Check your flea markets. That was another, what, $13, whatever it was. So let's make it even $40 for this thing, as opposed to all the other items that I already had. So making this was about $40. Let's go with that. Versus several $100 for just the pouches and the belt, no attachment, no tools online like the regular logger's belt, the official, which a lot of us I don't think can afford. A lot of us don't need all that crazy stuff. It's beautiful, it's gorgeous, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's necessary. That's my opinion. So definitely a lot cheaper going this route than would be the one that you see maybe online. So maybe some tips on building your own. Look at what you actually use in a season. Don't carry junk you don't need. Try local thrift stores or flea markets for belts and pouches, etc. Maybe even tools, perhaps. That would include maybe the metal to modify the pouch to make sure that your axe can go in and out safely, securely, and efficiently. And don't be afraid to modify. Cut, sew, zip tie your way into a custom fit because it's yours. There's no one else's, and there's no judgment on how wonky it looks. It does not need to be all fancy, uniform, beautiful, color-coded. It's only you and your woodyard. And make sure to custom test. Wear it while stacking and bucking, just as needed. Make sure it's going to fit on your shoulders and or on your hips and not fall down and be in the way. Make sure it fits you. So what do you think? In conclusion, you don't need to be rich to work smart in the woodyard. If you have built something like this, or a contraption that's on your person, or have any tips, drop them in the comments. And if you maybe want to subscribe to have other ways or tips of in your woodyard, go ahead, hit that button, notification, all that bells. I hardly ever do that, but I'm doing it this time because I think that I'm onto something here and I have maybe more tips to share with you in the near future. So stay tuned in the near future. I'm going to put this to the test and actually see if it works. I have not used it yet. I made it and I walked around the woodyard. You did the demo, semi-demo with the pink way over here, but like I said, I don't have any logs in the woodyard to actually buck for you at the moment, but in time. But I just wanted to showcase this with you. If you have built your own, let me know down in the comments, like I said before. But I think it's pretty cool. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Remember, life's too short to be a prick, so be kind to one another. Rock and roll. Stay safe. Keep cutting. Cheers.